I was then a second lieutenant in the infantry, a commissioned Army officer. I was responsible for a platoon of some 30 men. I had to attend to their wants and needs as their commanding officer, and I became more and more indoctrinated into the ways of Army life, uh, getting up at dawn, marching, drilling, studying, learning to fire all the weapons of the infantry, and taps at night. And they came literally from all over the United States. Uh, Two or three sergeants, of course, some corporals, but mostly enlisted men, privates in the Army, a good cross section of young U.S. Soldiers getting ready to go to war.
And then what was the relationship then between yourself being an officer and the men that you were underneath you, the enlisted?
Well, this is an excellent question, because this is the time when it's the duty of the officer to relate to the men in a way that shows them, number one, that you're capable of leadership, and number two, that you have the utmost respect for them as individuals. They're not just pawns, they're not just numbers, they're not just people who pick up a mess kit and go to eat or carry a rifle. They are individuals with homes, with families, with brothers and sisters, and they're who are praying for them to come home alive. And it's my duty as their platoon leader to help them get through this war, do their duty, and come home alive to their loved ones. That was my mission.
And then I would imagine dealing with civilians coming in from all over the United States, that there were quite a bit of different cultural differences between the men.
Enormously great. We had college graduates, we had young men who'd never been to college, who'd never go to college. We had some who'd barely graduated high school. We had them from the cities. We had them from the countries, from country schools, country environment. We had a good cross section, and we just learned to live together, to depend on each other, and to live through this horrible event as best we could, helping each other.
And would you say that they worked together pretty well then, that they understood what was expected of them and the seriousness of the situation that they were in?
I think far more seriously than perhaps we at the time gave them credit for. I think that they were thoughtful and sobered by what they knew was going to happen, that there were out there people who would try to kill them. I think that came home to them even in training camp. Became more serious and more thoughtful about their future and what it held for them, and it drew them closer to each other, because they realized that no combat was ever won by one person alone, but a lot have been lost by one person. So they had to depend on each other to survive, and they did. And I'm very, very proud of all of the men who served with me, not under me, with me.